I understand your 50th is coming up in May, right?
That is correct, in New York City.
So here we are, heart of Times Square, 3 o'clock, nervous as hell. I just got my makeup done. What do you think? Professionally done. Hair and makeup. Do I look like a different person now? I should have done this long time ago.
We were there in Times Square, and the world was walking by this incredible cake, and the rent's too damn high. Minister was in just fantastic form. The rain held off, and the police seemed to be okay with us. And Maria, the producer of the art event of Maria the Korean Bride, was one of the most exquisite artistic processes I've ever seen. You know, the camera must be set up exactly right. The lighting must be just so. The characters have to be standing on their marks. And then when all that is done and the children are hushed but in appropriate positions, Maria moves from the tyrannical director into the blushing and quiet, effervescing Korean bride.
Meet a woman from New York City.
My official name is Maria Yoon, but I'm better known as Maria the Korean Bride.
Maria Yoon has come to Hawaii to do something that very few, if any, people do.
And others followed as she contacted friends and relatives, hung out in bars, and even posted ads on Craigslist.
One thing's for sure, Maria Yoon always has something new. The husband.
Over the past 9 years, the last time January 16th in Detroit, all thanks to her very traditional Korean parents.
Everyone, I want you to look at this for me.
Cinderella?
Who is this?
Cinderella!
I'm gonna read a few of the pages because...
When I'm not making art and performing in every state, I'm a museum educator here in New York City. What I especially love about my job are children's unfiltered minds and their ability to share whatever's in their heart. It is this type of fearless questioning that I pursue in my own art. In all of my performances, I seek to better understand myself and the world around me.
In another part of the kingdom, the king was worrying about his son. He said it's about time that he got married and settled down. So guess what they decided to do? They decided to have a...
ball.
Oh.
When I was about these kids' age, my family moved from South Korea to New York City, raising us away from our native culture. My dad held tightly to the value of traditional Korean culture. As oldest of the 3 siblings, I was especially expected to uphold my responsibility as a 38th generation Yoon. This meant marrying a Korean and having a family of my own.
The whole night came through, and the Prince Charming. Remember Prince Charming?
Yeah.
He saw Cinderella. What happened?
She said yes to her.
Step-
And she had to go.
She had to go, you're right about that. But then her stepmother locked her up until Cinderella's friend came through. How did the story end? Do
They
you
got
guys
married.
remember?
They got married.
Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
Yes? No?
No.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, weird.
Weird? Why is it weird?
Because they only danced together and gave a shoe back.
What do you think, Katie?
And of teaching the stepmother and the stepsisters a lesson that if we treat someone bad, they always come out on top. Somehow.
And her being on top is to get married?
With a very rich guy named Prince Charming.
That helps, doesn't
Okay,
it?
not always you end up with somebody named Prince
Charming, that is true. What about you, Alex?
Is that your mom?
Pretty nice.
Yeah, her name.
It's pretty nice.
Because she had to go through all vanishing stuff to get that really nice thing.
And that nice thing is what?
Getting married with a rich guy named Prince Charming.
Unlike in fairy tales, marriage in real life doesn't always end happily ever after. As a Korean, marriage is something that is expected of every woman in order to prove her worth.
우리 동양 문화는 이렇게 사람 관계, 부모와 자식 간의 관계가 수직 관계야. 아버지가 위에 있고 내가 밑에 있고. 근데 니네 이 서양 문화에서는 이렇게 옆에 있는 사람이란 말이야.
The first thing in Korea that you're asked, besides your age, you're asked what you do for a living, and you're asked if you're married, because there's a way of speaking to people, and there's a hierarchy, and if you're married, you're higher up in the hierarchy, and if you're not, you're lower down. So they need to know if they are supposed to speak up to you or speak down to you.
I have to be a certain type of person that they approve. And if I am out of their standard, I am not a valuable person. But that's the biggest thing that I felt so hard to live in Korea.
In all of my field research and my interviews, I would have to first get over that big hurdle of, why are you out here doing this research if you're not married yet? Shouldn't you be working on getting married first? Like that's what it was. It was like, you are nothing if you don't have a husband. So can you hurry up and get that over with so then everyone can take you seriously? And that was no fun.
The pressure that is put onto Koreans, full-blooded Koreans, especially like my cousins who have married Korean, but have actually divorced since then.
I have carried that pressure for a long time, and all of a sudden, I have this urge to find who I am, and I want to marry someone who I want to.
My mother had enough insight and wisdom at such a young age to follow her heart when she met my father. They fell in love. Married my father, and her mother said, if you walk away, don't turn back because nobody will be here when you turn around. And she didn't talk to her family for a long time.
헬레나일 경우에도 사람은 결혼을 하면서 정말 모두가 다 기쁜 마음으로 그 결혼을 받아들이는 경우도 있고 또 그렇지 않은 경우도 있고 그래. 땡큐 마음이. 엄마도 땡큐. really 땡큐야 헬레나 잘 커주고. 말하자면은 이 결혼이라는 것을 굉장히 이렇게 아주 신성하게 생각을 하는 게 있는 거야. 아주 그냥 굉장한 말하자면은 대단한 일로.
When I turned 30, my mother surprised me with a gift. She made me this beautiful traditional Korean garb called hanbok. Normally, an outfit like this is given when you're about to be married or you have accomplished something huge. Well, receiving this hanbok from my mother, I felt even more pressure to get married. I felt guilty and sorry for not pleasing them. This gift got me thinking and reflecting how much my parents truly want me to get married. Maybe there's some value to marriage that I haven't discovered yet. With marriage becoming an ambiguous topic in America, I decided to investigate what marriage means to different people around the country.
Hey Colin, it's Maria. I'm right in front of your door, so I think I was instructed to go right in.
to be married for about half an hour.
No, don't say that. No deal.
I told you, you better watch it.
For 48 hours.
Well, looked me up when you come out here and she said, oh my God, I need a groom. And I said, well, what do you want? And she said, well, I want a big, handsome, local guy.
In Maria's email note to me, it said that she wanted to marry either a dog musher or a fisherman. Coincidentally, the week before, I had met my first dog musher personally.
You proposed to me via email on Thanksgiving, and I said yes. It's just one of those, like, be careful what you wish for moments.
At 40 years old, not married, mind-boggling. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit up and pledge myself to somebody that I'm just going to meet for a couple hours.
I personally have certain, type of cuteness and body type that I like, and if that's there, then we pursue from there.
I've never really seen myself as the marrying kind, so that makes today a little odd.
I'll be 40 this month, so it seemed like a good time. So you came in at a perfect time. Took the heat off me.
I think it was Vegas, where we were sitting there at the drag show. There's a drag show there called the Cage aux Folles, where all these guys dress as famous, performers. There's a Cher, there's a Bette Midler, there's a Barbara Streisand. And Maria was really taken by the Diana Ross. It looks spectacular.
God, I love this.
I got some other appointments later. I haven't had a day off in, you wouldn't believe.
You're popular.
25 years to do this.
Oh, 25. Diana Ross, 25 years been doing
Well,
it?
her and other girls. I take it you're not married in real life.
No.
Not yet.
No. I'm at least middle type. I don't know. Don't catch that one friend to get married in 50 other states.
Oh, so you just gonna go all around the country and marry a whole bunch of people.
Right.
So what do we do when we get to the chapel now?
Basically, I just have to freshen up, and then the Elvis Presley impersonator will marry us. And they know it's totally wrong in church. And then after that, take some photographs and videotape it. And I want it tacky and cheesy as possible.
Oh my God. This would make the news if they knew I was doing this.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, this is really unique. This is a very human interest story.
But I was wondering, Crystal, would you mind signing this? Saying that we're not really getting married.
Oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely. I have no problem with that.
Did you folks have anything in mind as far as...
It's her wedding.
No,
Anything
just do your usual regular thing, and I'm gonna look subservient and quiet as possible.
Never is usual or regular. For as you stand before one another, here today at Grace Wedding Chapel in Las Vegas, Nevada, a time and a place to celebrate, and of course, to share a promise. And a promise coming from the heart, one that's, of course, not always easy, but truly one that's always worth it. So as you each take this candle, and then by lighting the one candle here together in the center, as a symbol of unity and promise, and then to blow out the candles you hold. For this one light to always burn very, very bright. And of course, in both of your hearts, as the two of you are inspirations to one another, as well as I hope to many. I, Diana.
I, Diana.
I, Maria.
I, Maria.
Take thee, Diana.
Thank you, Diana.
As my hunka burning love.
And
My hunger, hunger, burning love.
And promise, she likes that part, no?
As you will always be.
My one and only.
My one and only.
Little good luck charm.
My little good luck charm.
Say goodbye to my honey.
There you go. Well, Marie, you take care of yourself.
My girl's gone.
So it's over. What did you think of getting married?
I really want to marry her.
I found Ghost while searching for a husband at Carnival the previous night.
My name is Courtney Chinnery Graham from that island, Joost van Dyke, which is proclaimed to be paradise. In any case, I came home after spending 27 years in New York. When I came home, I decided to choose the name Ghost. All these islands here has a nickname. St. John is the love city. The reason being is majority of St. John is national park and nature is love. I chose to do this because it is different, it is my field, and it is not manual labor. I dislike manual labor. Only manual labor I wish to do is to work my pen. But marriage is forever. We and Joost van Dyke concerning marriage, when we get married, it is forever. And today I will obtain me a bride, a Korean broad. And she is my bride. Being married for a day is fantastic.
Maria, I take you to be my wife.
Maria, I take you to be my wife.
To share with you my laughter.
To share with you my laughter.
To kiss away your tears.
To kiss away your tears.
And to give you all the love in my heart.
And to give you all the love in my heart.
By the exchange of the bracelet, by the giving of a commitment to one another. And it is now with very great pleasure that I pronounce you husband and wife. There you go. My personal belief for what keeps marriages together, I guess, is commitment. If you have committed to it, if you are steadfast about your commitment, then you'll stay married. And if you're not, you won't.
You may now kiss Maria, the Korean bride.
You may now kiss, or whatever you real girls do.
Maria, I will love you until we reach the midnight.
I will love you just as long as the entire hug takes to roast.
I will love you to the very moment that this ceremony ends.
As the two of you take a bite of this sandwich, let it be a reminder that although you may perceive things very differently, being right is never more important than being happy.
So often we think that there's only one person for us, that kind of thought. Here's a woman who's going to find 50 guys. Not that she would ever marry necessarily the ones that are going to appear, but there are a number of people we could be husband or wife to.
Well, this community that we live in, 55 adults, 45 children, has the feeling of a small town. People visit their neighbors. We broadcast emails for milk. Anybody got any milk? I've run out, and then we wind up with 4 quarts of milk on our doorstep. Polygamy, long-term relationship between a man and his sister wives, which lays the bedrock for raising children, growing old together, supporting each other through sickness, and essentially informing a stable family.
We both have our own relationships with Martin, Karen and Martin, and me and Martin. It's just that he's kind of a high-need guy, and I don't know that either one of us could really handle it by ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really kind of need to have the extra woman there to take up the slack.
I just have a lot of interests. I like company.
We have so much in common. We're both half Italian. We're both single children.
We both have the same middle name.
Oh, same middle name.
We both had 2 boys. We both have a mole on our right butt cheek.
Most feel a territoriality or a threat when they hear polygamy. Not every woman can share. Karen might say, Martin, you're not spending enough time with Lisa. I want you to go take her out.
Yeah, we
Or
done
Lisa
that.
will say, Martin, you need to sleep with Karen tonight because I think she's feeling lonesome.
Yeah.
Lisa was really having a lot of physical problems. I could have either Martin's health insurance or my own, so I'm the one that suggested it. That he and I get divorced so that Lisa could be legally married, and so she could have her health insurance and her kids.
That was enormously generous on
it
Karen's
was.
part.
People thought I was having an affair and it wasn't looking good, for me, and so she wanted to bring it out so that.
Yeah, and so the morning of our community meeting, I just thought, this is ridiculous. I have to tell.
There are a lot of choices and creative ways that a person can live and be married and in a relationship. I think that we have many, many choices that other people never would have thought of.
I think marriage is a container which keeps people together when they might easily split or separate. Love may come and go many times during a marriage. My experience with polygamy is that it's very helpful to have a 3rd or 4th person in the relationship. In my 2 marriages with just 2 in the relationship, it felt a little fragile all the time, like there just wasn't enough substance or support to form the strong enough container to keep us together.
This is the Four Corner area. It's only given to the Navajos. The Navajos have to have the census number to sell here.
Why not? It's Saturday afternoon. What better thing to do to go down and help Maria, the Korean bride, find her true Texas hero.
I want to help the people to develop their values and to develop their skills in artists and also in becoming a romantic person. So I wish that Maria someday can do this in a real wedding, but she can do it, not in the sense of art, but in the sense of love.
Matt Mickelson and Maria, the Korean bride, are present here before witnesses to be joined in matrimony.
Come upon you, Felix, and you, Maria, to be with you, to lead you, to guide you, to remain with you forever and ever.
I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't accidentally married to the stranger. So I had to alter the wording here and there to accommodate that, so that they have essentially received blessings that would be good for any of us on any day.
By the virtue of the power vested in me under the laws of the state of Tennessee, I now pronounce you husband and wife.
List of things I have to do before the wedding. Write postcards to my loved ones. Make sure my batteries are charged for my camera and my video camera. And anxiously waiting for my groom to call me. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You have wedding jitters for today?
Unfortunately, I go through it all the time.
Well, this is an interesting story. Maria has decided to set out to marry 50 different grooms in 50 different states. And interestingly enough, like a groom, she has yet to talk to the groom today, right? You can't get a return phone call. That is true.
Have you heard from the groom?
No, he's not gonna show.
No.
He's not gonna show. So we'll find out who or what I marry. How about that? It's kind of shitty. Don't tape this. Thank you. Normally I dress better, but today, gosh, it's really testing my love of art. When I showed up at the wedding location, I was positive I would not have a groom waiting for me.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Well, if you can stick around, I'll just real quick. How would you like to represent this? I know it sounds crazy, I know.
No, that's right. I can't stay for that long.
Oh my God.
But to my surprise, my friends were able to find someone else at the last minute.
I was very surprised about David dressing the part of death. And when I saw the look on your face, I was like, oh no, maybe this isn't gonna work at all. It's just too shocking. It's just thrown her way too far off.
For me, it was like, okay, so we invited our friend David to come and do this, but he came as who he is, you know. He's gonna push your boundaries as well. You pushing boundaries, he's like, okay, I'll push your boundaries. And
Right.
so it was a give and take where it's like, let's do this, let's make it happen. And I was like, okay, it's perfect.
Now having some time to digest it and even listening to the vows, okay, so like the role of death there within the context of those vows, it was actually really profound.
You are giving yourself, your life, and your love into the hands of the one who loves you with all their heart. Remember, to the whole world, you are but one person. But to one person, you are the whole world.
However, true love goes far beyond the feelings of excitement and romance. It is caring more about the well-being and happiness of your marriage partner than your own needs and desires.
There comes a time when you put the crosshairs of the perfect doe. You just have to take that shot. Frank, do you promise to load the gun, bait the hook, clean the game, and give your bride the comfy seat in the deer blind for the entire season?
I do.
No matter what the law says, and no matter what state we are in, and no matter how fierce those flags are in her hair, we are here today to witness a wedding.
Maria the Korean bride, I will always love and cherish you like a good New England clam chowder. I would love to dunk our bread together at this time to commemorate this marriage.
The potato and the Boise State football, please. Thank you. Thank you. Bless, O Lord, this potato and this football to be a sign of the vows by which this man and this woman have bound themselves to each other.
Marriage is finding room for the things of the Spirit. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. And finally, it is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
Be fertile and prosperous.
Be fertile and prosperous.
Be productive and faithful.
Be productive and faithful.
And reveal our truest selves one to the other.
Death and Maria the Korean bride, because you have committed yourselves to each other by exchanging your vows, I pronounce you husband and wife.
Death, you may kiss your bride.
Hold on. Okay, are you ready? Thank you, everybody. Having the local community get involved and talk about something that is so important and sacred, such as marriage and what that means. How do you feel about it? Was it as you expected, or?
I don't feel so undead.
Oh, you don't feel so undead. I can't complain, but it's really cold here. And also, as far as marrying death, I'm not gonna deny the fact that I was totally surprised. I came out in Korea Times not too long ago, talking about my collaboration, and the woman called out of nowhere, my mother's friend, and she said, you know, your daughter's garb is totally wrong. The outfit, the color, everything is off. And my mother was like, excuse me, your daughter's dress is too masculine for her. And she said, masculine? I said, don't you know that's not the color. It should be hot pink or, you know, orange or green, not blue.
Even in an attempt to honor the traditions of my own culture, I am still criticized by my fellow Koreans.
Furthermore, she said, doesn't she go across the country and kiss all these guys? What happens at the wedding ceremony? These Americans, they kiss, you know? My mother said, I didn't think about that. So she calls me next day and she goes, do you kiss all these complete strangers on the lips? And I said, Mother, I've kissed so many.
Seal the deal with like a kiss on the cheek, maybe?
All right. Did you get that? Yes, I did.
We rejoice with Colin and Maria, the Korean bride, that out of all of the world, they have found each other, and that they will therefore find the deeper meaning and richness of human life in sharing it with each other.
The whole idea of how people hook up and get together is wild to me. I mean, some people just go out and get smashed and end up going home with someone. You know, that's how I met my first wife, basically. Not the best way to meet someone, I think, you know?
In reading the multiple scripts that I've prepared for my couples, it kind of made me reevaluate my own marriage and realize that a lot of the important aspects of a marriage to make a marriage last were missing in my own marriage. And so therefore, I am getting divorced.
Such an upwardly mobile society where it's so easy to drive and fly, and you know, people change careers so many times in the course of a lifetime. You start making a commitment to somebody and want to get married. You know, you just hope you all can change in the same direction, you know.
Sometimes changing means letting go. God, I would have loved it if my parents would have gotten divorced. We'd have had a happy life if my father wasn't in the picture.
What I don't like about marriage is time, wasted time. A lot of people get married, and before you know it, they're getting divorced. Majority of the ones, oh, let's get divorced. I'm sorry to say, they're all hypocrites. Because they use the word, until death do us part. But yet, the divorce within life and the other, both are still living.
As far as till death do you part, I don't think that should really be what marriage is. I think it should be something like until unhappiness do we part, you know?
I think that the high divorce rate is really a positive sign in our country. I really do, because I think that You know, in the old days, women didn't have a lot of options. If you married a tyrant, you had to stay married to the tyrant because you weren't going to be able to go out and take care of yourself. Somebody had to take care of the kids. And often there was nobody there to protect you if you were being abused.
You can't do this, you can't do that, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that because you're married. I am one person, if I get married, my wife has to understand my reality because I'm unstable and irresponsible.
I will unconditionally love you from a great distance.
Yes.
We decided to go to the Miller Brewery and ask somebody on the tour to marry Maria.
I try to find random participants while dressed in my traditional Korean hanbok. I really had no idea how difficult it would be just to convince someone to go through the motion of marrying me.
This is the shirt that I'm gonna buy if I ever find a husband who's gonna marry me, because I'm having a lousy day. So far I've gotten 5 rejections, all from out of state, Michigan, Ohio. I don't know, I still have hope.
This is where the altercation with the tour guide came into play.
I just spoke to the weekend manager here, and I'm told there was a misunderstanding.
Basically, she told me to leave the premises. Then she asked me to leave the country, to go back to wherever I come from. That really broke my heart. Here I am, a US citizen as much as she is.
Nevertheless, in the end, Maria, like the true artist that she is, forged ahead and decided to make it happen how it could.
So I'm here with the shirt that I bought from the Miller gift shop. And this is going to be my invisible husband.
After this experience in Wisconsin, I began to marry non-human things as well. Each of these weddings had a special meaning for me that transcended the idea of human commitment and became more about understanding the world around me.
Whoa.
I am going to allow you, Maria, to marry one of my maple trees.
Maria, the Korean bride, is a great thing of beauty. We know she will bring her groom-to-be, the Father Waters, great happiness.
We ask that there will always be a true and order guardianship at her side. And we place and trust that this has brought true love.
I'm going to marry Kelly Ingram Park, which is another historical site with statues and artwork reminding of civil rights movement.
In Kansas, I chose to get married in Abilene for its reputation for being the first cow town of the West. But as I traveled in Abilene, not a single person spoke to me. No one said hello. I truly felt invisible there, like a ghost passing by. When I visited the center of old Abilene, a deserted and supposedly a haunted place, I felt a sense of communion with its neglected buildings. Creating a sense of unity with these abandoned buildings, I decided to marry the old town of Abilene.
I was driving on Interstate 16, which leads to the main highway, and I guess God was calling. There's one just pumping by itself, and it's actually working. So I'm like, I think that pump is supposed to be my groom, so I'm gonna marry it here in Oklahoma, where oil is plenty and gas price I've seen as low as $3.72. So I pulled over emergency Interstate 16. Pray for me that I don't get killed and there's nobody else coming here to shoot me. You know, the owners of the property here, God knows who.
I just happened to look down the road, and you were right there. Then I asked her, I thought she was having trouble. No trouble. She was getting married to the home jack in my pasture.
Sometimes I wonder, why am I doing this? Like right now, risking my life? I'm not gonna look as pretty as the other states, because I'm doing it out of rush.
How many people do you know, and I know lots of people, that would do that? First off, take off by themselves, and I'm going to put it in layman's terms. How many people do you know that have balls enough to get in a vehicle and go do that by themselves, especially a lady? I think it's a great thing what you're doing. I hope we cross paths again sometime.
I'm ready.
Dearly beloved, so we are gathered here today to marry this woman in this lobster trap.
The Women Leapers!
That's great. Lindy, when you get a call from me and here I am telling you, never mind an interview component, that I wanted to marry your cat, what was your first feeling going, oh no, we're gonna...
The first time I thought maybe we should not have emailed you. To tell you the truth. Well, see, this bull was supposed to be working. Someone wants him. So it was very...
So yeah, you're getting married to a single man this morning who will become a polygamist by 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh my Lord. Meant to be, meant to be.
Yeah.
I found my match.
To love, to honor, comfort her, and keep her in sickness and health, and forsaking all others for as long as you both shall live? I'll take that tail swipe as a yes. When you called and asked, just like you have some ideas of what Nebraskans are like, we have some preconceived notions of what New York City is like. She's legitimately asking what our views are of marriage. So what better way to share our story with someone who's asking the question? It just seemed like a no-brainer.
We knew each other in Tokyo.
Junior high, I just thought she was really cute, and we started talking to each other.
He kept pursuing me, got coffee, and decided to keep coming back and ask me about 5 or 6 times.
We met at church in San Francisco.
Metropolitan Community Church.
Before we were married, literally no subject was off limits, because if you have secrets, then it's not going to work.
I knew her brother.
We went to a park, we were hanging out, sitting there by a tree talking, and he's like, you know, the courthouse is right down there.
The night that she forced me to propose, I'm still not sure quite how that happened, but we were having a discussion, and I could just kind of tell, if I don't propose here right now, this is my one opportunity, I better take it.
In Bloomington, Indiana, we were kind of isolated, really concentrating on studying and performing. So it was a wonderful time of my life.
The proposal night. I think it was after walking into her house, and her pet turkey attacked me. I ran in the house and said, you know, we've got to find our own house, and I ask you to marry me.
We had already taken the plunge to show how much we were committed by having this mortgage.
Yeah. Marriage is for the hard days, because, you know, the everyday is so easy.
Well, it's like two legs. You know, if you have just one leg, it's difficult to walk. But with the two people, it's easier.
I still feel like we're dating. We're just living together, you know, which I love. I love that.
Yeah, I'm a chef. I'm kind of an asshole by nature, so it's I'm having to learn to be more caring and more compassionate, and she makes me a better person, no doubt. No doubt my life's a 1,000 times better with her.
Both of our rings are 3 strands of gold braided together in a different braid, but the same types of gold. And
white, yellow, and rose.
The yellow gold was a financial commitment that we had made by being together and buying property and everything. The rose gold was love, you know, just how I felt. He was my best friend. He's the person who, you know, just gives me the charge in life that there is. And then the white gold represented community.
Yeah, we've been married just short of, well, it'll be 29 years in November. And it's still fun. It really is. Genuinely fun. I look forward every night to laying my head on my pillow beside hers.
Mormons marry for eternity. It is very important for Mormons not to use the term death do us part, because they truly believe families go on forever, and I truly believe that too.
I promise to love you today and tomorrow and every tomorrow until tomorrows cease to be.
When I returned to New York City, looking forward to getting some rest from the project, here I am going through my mails, and to my surprise, I'm being confronted from one of the participants from Vermont. We didn't have any idea it was about gay people, as you failed to tell us. We certainly wouldn't have consented to let you take any pictures of us. We're not for or against gay people, but we don't want to help promote it. I think you misled us, and I am sorry we didn't look at the CD sooner. Thank you for taking care of this for us.
I remember the first time I'd ever even heard about people of the same sex loving each other. We had these neighbors, 2 men who were a gay couple, and I used to talk to them all the time. I was probably 7, 8, 9 years old. And just loved these guys. They were so nice, so friendly. And you know, as a person who was afraid of his own father and wanted nothing to do with him, I always gravitated towards men who treated me kindly, kind of wanting that paternal thing. So one day my mother said, I don't want you talking to those guys. And I said, well, why? They're very nice. Well, don't talk to them. I said, well, what's wrong with them? And finally she said, well, they're queer.
When we were talking about your project, I said, well, hey, you should come to California and you should do a same-gender wedding. Because as you know, right now there is a raging debate in the United States and really worldwide about the human right for people of all genders to marry legally. And recently in California, we witnessed the sad defeat of Proposition 8, which had allowed same-gender couples the legal rights of marriage. And that was repealed.
The whole discussion in the United States started about gay marriage, you know, back in the, well, I mean, it's been quite some time, but when it really began to pick up steam, you know, I felt that it was an inevitability and it was something that I knew I would hopefully be able to do in my lifetime.
This is a copy of the Domestic Partnership Agreement.
that I have with my friend Marie Howard. We were, I think, the sixth couple to get it at the Eureka Springs, Arkansas City Hall. It cost $30, and it's the way of Eureka Springs wanted to raise the money. But we have no rights with it.
It's just a piece of paper for us. It doesn't give us any.
It's just a symbolic piece of paper.
Yeah.
I had to go to a lawyer and pay a big fee to make sure Marie could get half this house and da-da-da-da-da, but domestic partnership doesn't have anything to do with that. You want us to have the same thing straight people have? No. It was a way for the city of Eureka Springs to get $30. Really it was, and even with just that, we got no rights, and you really have no legal benefits, no.
There's all this debate about the marriage issue and, same-sex marriage and so forth, and it gets polarized as, like, conservatives are against it, and, like, liberals and gay people are for it. But there's also a lot of disagreement within the gay community about the value of marriage.
It's a wonderful thing to be able to experience life with another person. But it's tricky because you don't want to give away your power and yourself, and you don't want to put heavy shit on them.
I dated his first wife before he married her. Charlie was married for 17 years and has 2 daughters and is going to be a grandpa.
I called him from my office one day. I said, oh, there's going to be a lottery. Apparently, there's been a lot of activity on the registration website for these marriages, and they're concerned that on the first day, they're going to be overwhelmed.
In Manhattan, about 404 married. I didn't get the final number when it came to the newspaper and all this stuff. They actually tally the whole 5 boroughs. So I think it was 750-something couples that married on that day.
We were at 730 or 731.
I wanted to do it because I wanted to thumb my nose at the right wing, and I thought it was fun, and we lesbians and gay people and other assorted wonders deserve to be recognized in our companionship, but I don't basically believe in marriage, so it was mostly what you'd call queer theater.
When I called him that night to tell him that we'd been selected, and then I said to him, well, we don't have to do it if you don't really want to do it. And he responded, we're going to do it. Then I know he said to me, I will marry you. So finally I got my answer at that moment.
I knew I was attracted to guys, but it wasn't what I was supposed to do. And I said over the years, it just built up and built up and built up to where you couldn't suppress it any longer. You have to go do what you have to do to make yourself feel good.
Everybody always makes it about sex. It used to be when I was younger, I had a lot of sex. I mean, I think people do. And it was the 60s and 70s. And we didn't have to worry about AIDS or dental dams, whatever that is. But, I don't do that anymore, not because I'm married like that, but because it's boring. Nothing it can't fill up your heart. It can't fill up your empty spaces.
There were definitely nothing but positive vibes in the air. I think that there were 1 or 2 people who were standing in the area where the anti-marriage folk had been earlier in the day.
It was very emotional. It was something that a dream come true for me, just to be able to marry that man that I love.
What some people argue what marriage is fundamentally about. I mean, 2 people are in love with one another. And then you want to share your lives and be able to support and protect and love each other. And so the whole notion was this is not about an event that is to show our parents, just to overwhelm the world, to have the most expensive garb and the finest weddings and outdoing our friends and others. This is really just about that important step of finally being able to say to each other, whatever happens to me, you're going to be protected and covered.
Why are we tying stuff like healthcare to, marriage? Like, why do you have to be married in order to get health insurance? Why do you have to be married to get Social Security benefits?
On this July 26, 2008, we are here on this hot, sunny afternoon in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, to celebrate the diversity of all kinds of commitments. Maria, the Korean bride, has come to our community to shoot a video of her experiences around America. We welcome her to Arkansas and especially to Eureka Springs. The statue of Jesus is famous, and the Passion Play brings people from all over. Today, Maria is marrying the statue in good spirit and with a prayer for peace and acceptance of the peoples of the world, in all our diversity and rich cultures. We wish to send our good wishes to all as we celebrate this marriage in good humor, good faith, and good companionship, blessed by the goddess.
And here's the Midwestern hospitality. I'm drinking Bud Light or Bud Ice as I am getting direction.
You curve on around, boy, you smell good.
There's so many different ways to get married, and in every state and every place and everything. Well, I'm on the Opera House board, and so we do weddings here too, and this is a historic place, and I figured, well, there's a creative individual who I know is a bachelor.
And today is the place to see the wedding of Maria, the Korean bride, and rookie Iditarod musher, Emil Churchin.
Maria, the Korean bride, and your Arizona groom squad have chosen each other. Your being together is an inspiration, and it proves that Craigslist does work.
To witness the unorthodox union of Maria, the Korean bride, to Phil, the Scottish cowboy, as they make their last stand together under the big Montana sky in front of a crowd of strangers.
Friends, I want to welcome you tonight to the great state of South Dakota. Some of you may have come at a great distance, but I doubt anyone as far as Maria, the Korean bride, has come.
We have come together at the invitation of Bill Covington and Maria, the Korean bride, to share in the joy of their wedding.
Dearly beloved, as we come together today in this place to celebrate the history of your relationship, to give yourselves to each other.
Bud comes as a true Texas hero to the rescue of Maria, the Korean bride, who has been searching around the nation and around the world for the perfect man.
Maria and Luis, I think I'm here freely and without reservation to give yourself to each other in marriage.
Yes. I hereby pronounce you married, Maria and Thaddeus. Congratulations.
By Keakua, I am happy to pronounce Spam and Maria as friends with a deep aloha in their heart for one another.
It takes a lot of courage on the part of both of you to come forth and make these promises to each other. Congratulations on this solemn commitment you are making to each other. Both of you have found a way to embrace a very serious love. Together in this marriage, you shall contribute more fully, for you shall be more full. As the officiating justice of the peace, it is my duty to impress upon you.
I pledge to you today that our union will have some politics, but marriage is about compromise. So, this marriage today will last for a lifetime.
Let this gateway arch be our symbol of eternal love and of our friendship to come. Let us consummate this union by traveling through the arch.
For this pen, I pledge my undying love and faithfulness for the rest of my life.
From the heart of Iowa, may I present Mr. and Ms. Maria, the Korean bride.
You may now kiss the bride.
We have come together to celebrate the union of Maria, the Korean bride, and John.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The captain has turned on the seatbelt sign indicating our initial descent into New York. At this time, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened. Please keep them fastened for the remainder of the flight. Also, he said it might get a little bumpy on the way in.
Where in Manhattan we going?
50th man you'll be marrying in May in New York City? What's his name?
Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know. I'm actually selling a raffle ticket, $5 each, and the winner will be announced a week before the event.
Thank you for entering the 50th Groom Lottery for Maria the Korean Bride. Golly. So these were the tickets that came in the mail, and I've kept them because I was really, and Ram bought one ticket.
Honestly, the first time I heard about this project was when I was here playing poker with my friend Bob, who became the best man. And he said, you know, I'm buying 20 tickets to marry Maria the Korean Bride.
All right, so I'm going to announce the lucky winner. We'll see who is going to be it, okay? So will it be, hold on, you're not even in here. So will it be Christian, Bob, Ron, Abraham, goes on and on and on.
Because I was totally into this project. I just thought that it was a way of dealing with marriage that was refreshing.
I'm mixing the pot. And the winner is? Who is it? Lower Manhattan Culture Council, Andrew. So I hope Andrew's ready. Let me pick the second winner.
The second winner.
Okay.
All right.
And that is Brian. I have no idea who Brian is. We'll see if Brian ends up being my backup groom. Okay, hold on. I need a third one.
Third winner.
What? Okay, 380-350, and that is Ram.
And when you called and you said, Ram, you're the groom, and I said, what? How did that happen? And when Maria announced that the first person couldn't get a flight back, okay, I said, that's an omen. And when I heard the second person wanted to have a date with Maria before the wedding, and she said, no, I don't do dates before I get married, I said, okay, this is the woman for me.
Am I going to be in trouble in any ways?
You have a permit, right?
Yeah, I do. So can I just move one?
If you find one.
Okay, I'm just gonna do that, thanks. Okay, so this is the situation. Hi everybody, thanks for joining me via live web stream. I'm so thrilled. It's right before 4 o'clock. I'm a little bit nervous as always. 49 times. Practice never makes girl perfect, but hey, I'm going through the motion yet again. Michelle made me a cake to commemorate this event, and unfortunately the tables that used to be over here have been moved. So I'm going to grab one right now so you guys could all see the cake up high on a pedestal, so you could all enjoy how she designed it.
Not for yet.
It's not for yet? Where's my sister?
You call me mom, that's fine too.
Mom.
Even though I'm not your mom.
Helena, where's mom and dad? All right, I'm waiting for my mom and dad. I mean, I was anticipating my parents' presence because they said they'll be here, and this is my final, so who knows? Who knows? So we're gonna do it around here.
쉬지 않고 끝까지 할 수 있었다는 그걸 자랑스럽게 생각해서, 그리고 또 그걸 좀 이렇게 엄마가 축하해주고 싶었던 거야. 그 정도 너 참 대단하고 훌륭한 일을 했다. 아빠는 자기 딸이 진짜 정식 결혼을 하기를, 정말 결혼을 하기를 아빠는 원했던 거야. 근데 아빠는 그러니까는 뭔가 정식 결혼을 할 수 있는 모든 것을 자기 나름대로 아빠는 다 갖췄다고 생각을 한 거지, 아빠가. 그래서 일부러 시간을 끌고 아빠는 그 자체를 보기를 원치 않았던 거야.
I still can't find my parents, but show must go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather around. We are about to start the wedding of Maria, the Korean bride, and her 50th groom, Ram. As most of you know, or maybe some of you have no idea, that Maria, the Korean bride, is a New York artist. She has been working on this project for 9 years. Woo. She has married a groom in 49 states, and she's about to conclude her 9-year-long project with her 50th groom here in New York City, which is her hometown. And where better in New York City than Times Square? Please help me welcome Jimmy McMillan, who will be officiating the ceremony today. So give it up for Jimmy McMillan.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Bride and groom, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. We're gathered here today in the heart of New York City, which is called Times Square, where the rent is too damn high.
Yes!
Maria the Korean Bride, you have been traveling all across the country. All across the country. And you pull a raffle to pick the groom that you would to marry. A $5 raffle has provided us with rum. Now, Maria the Korean Bride, do you promise to be compassionate and worthy of friendship and good times and bad?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Before these witnesses, I vow to love you, take care of you. I take you with all your faults and strengths,
and offer
myself to you.
all your faults and strengths.
I want you to take that ring, give it to the groom.
Thank you, sir.
And with that ring, you shall place it on her finger. And I hope you never lose it. I hope you never take it off. And I hope that another state don't decide to become a union of the United States of America. You may have to do this again. But congratulations, may you kiss the bride.
How about our ring?
So everyone,
now we'll form the human ring.
If I could hold your hands.
Holding hands, everybody holding hands.
A final word to the ring. I have something to say with my big mouth. I just can't keep quiet. At occasions like this, I realize that this is just the beginning.
Yes.
And I know there will be many more.
Yes.
Because marriage is contagious. Someone is about to propose to someone right now.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Lift your hands on high. Korean Bride.
I want to thank every one of you for coming. There is a reception happening downtown in Tribeca.
Hey. Come on, come on in, come on in, put it up here. Turn it around, guys. Yo, what do you think? Huh?
Buddy, I'm speechless.
We thought we might have 51 or 52 for you.
Oh, no way.
Will you marry me? I'm gonna be 51.
I am grateful for the new friends and families I met along my way. Thanks to them, I now have a greater appreciation and understanding of marriage. It's incredible to hear everyone's stories. I can't say that I have a full knowledge of what marriage means, or will even become years from today. But I met someone who has been supportive of me and everything that I do. Most importantly, he believes in marriage, and I believe in him. I am ready to start a new journey, this time with the men that I love.
I'm very excited about Maria, the Korean Bride project. It's a really interesting performance piece that highlights and brings to question marriage in America and marriage for Asian Americans and marriage for all kinds of people.
What marriage means? Well, having been married for 8 years, I still believe in it.
This project has made such a statement about marriage. It seems so fun and kitschy if you just look at it, but truly the statement that you make for women, by women, is so profound.
Marriage, I think, to each person is different, but to me, it's a special, special gift that I've been given.
It's been great following you these many years and really learning and watching your own bravery in going through with this.
I know in the beginning we kind of laughed at the thought, but you know, you are a true artist and you are amazing to really find the perseverance, the time, energy, and endurance.
Hi, Maria. Congratulations on 50 weddings. Can't believe it. My husband's lucky that I went through one for him.
What can I tell you? I'm happy you did what you did. It's making me think about marriage.
I think her project is so timely because with globalization, you know, everything is, traditions are waning away. And I like the way she questions it and takes a look at it without you know, really passing judgment.
Maria, it's number 50 here. Thank you for picking my ticket out of the raffle. I'm very honored. It's been a lot of fun.
The way that Maria, as an artist, is directing the wedding and the party here is so much the opposite of the way that we think of the demure bride. It's incredible to watch the bride be in charge.
The only performance art piece that I know of that deals directly with marriage and seems like raises some questions and makes you think, and it's funny and it's funny. So I congratulate you.
The fact that you took on marriage at a time now in America where marriage is being questioned as a very huge political act and is coming out of 40 or more years of decay from divorce.
Say what marriage means to us.
Yeah, what marriage means to us.
Since we're getting married in August,
a couple months.
What marriage means is, well, aside from the pressure we get from our parents, it's all about love. It's about finding the right person.
Finding the right person to spend your time with and grow old with.
I think Maria's project is terribly, terribly important because she's been going around the country making people think twice about marriage. So many people in this country take marriage for granted. People who can't do it want to, and those who can do it too frequently.
I think it's pretty cool that she got married in 50 states, right?
I don't get it, though.
That's pretty cool.
What do you mean you don't get it?
I don't get why. What's up with 50 weddings?
Hey, listen, it was a goal that she wanted to accomplish, and she did. I'm pretty happy to be here making a cake for her.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She is
I
beautiful.
don't know if I'm going to get married once, never mind 50, but...
Yeah, I don't know about 50.
Well, look, now, you know, after this one, you can be 51 or 52, no?
That's true.
If she wants.
I hope I get married as much times as you. It looks like fun. Love, Anya.
48, 49, 50.
Congratulations, Maria.